Drunk Mind, Sober Thoughts Podcast.
Yo, what is going on? Yeah, that's way too loud. This is DJ Brainstorm on the mic with you right now, coming to you live and direct with episode number 246 of the Drunk Mind, Sober Thoughts Podcast.
Yes, sir, yes,
the DMST podcast is back. I want to thank everybody that is tuned in live on Facebook.
Thank you.
Everybody that is tuning in live throughout the week. SoundCloud, even though I don't even think that many people listen that much on SoundCloud no more.
Well, some people
Apple
listen.
Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio app, Wooshka. Anywhere, wherever, however you get your podcast, we want to thank y'all for tuning in this week. Playboy, how you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Playboy the DJ, Playboy D.A.
My bad.
Go ahead. Dev Pool, to you.
Playboy the DJ, Playboy D.A. DJ.
I'm checking the volume. I'm like, this shit ain't going up. It must be on the silent part.
Yeah.
That shit was like, my bad, Joe. My bad.
Playboy the DJ, Playboy D.A. DJ. Another week, another show. Let's get it in, man.
Dev, how you feeling?
No, man, I am feeling really well. You know what I mean? Sad we have, I'm feeling good. Sad to see you Eulise getting ready to, niggas be leaving Cleveland, man. There's some sucking shit. But anyway, I'm ready to go. Ready to have some fun with Eulise today. Your mic's on.
It's on. You ain't got to worry about it. Eulise, how are you feeling?
I'm about to fight this. Nah, I'm blessed, healthy, and wealthy per usual, man. I'm feeling real good. You know what I'm saying? Feeling the love from my DMST fam.
Mm-hmm.
Came in, see me off semi,
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's it?
How you feeling?
Brainstorm, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Actually, I'm tired, but it's a long work week. A lot of school work in the midst of like 20 pages that I got to get done by Sunday. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty good. Bruz, you good over there?
Everything is fine. Everything is good. Everything is swell, man.
Okay,
ready
cool.
to rock it going, buddy.
Okay. All right, man. So, Playboy, how was your week?
It was cool. Outside of not being able to fit inside an MRI machine, it was cool.
How the hell they let you fit? They MRI like football players.
It wasn't comfortable for me. It's the smallest one Cleveland Clinic has, and I would go to the facility where the one is the smallest out of all the places that they have.
I was talking about this earlier.
They wanted me to bend all over the place to get. I'm like, oh hell no.
Why black people why are we the scariest group of humans on earth?
I'm claustrophobic than a motherfucker.
Niggas, I'm scared of heights. Niggas are scared of everything, man.
Dude, the thing is, they raised me up to do it, and this is how I knew this wasn't nothing but God. Because I'm sitting there and they raised me up,
Not but
and
God.
so I'm getting ready to go in, and not only am I tight everywhere, like on my shoulders, and let me rewind it real quick. I was getting dressed. She told me to put on my little shit to, So when she came in to get me, she looked at me and was like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be a tight fit." I was like, "Motherfucker, you already killed my whole momentum I had coming in trying to be cool."
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to just say it right away like that.
Yeah, she did. She was like,
That's like-
it's gonna be a tight fit." I was like, "Oh no, hell no." All right, dude. I still got dressed and tried to attempt, but not only was my shoulders too, wide, but when they raised me up to put me to the level where I need to get in, the motherfucking top was like right here. I'm like, oh no, I can't do this shit.
You know what's crazy, man? Off that real quick, my bad, but like, it's hard to understand people's fears just as much as it's hard to understand people's loves. Like, I cannot fathom why people love dogs. I can't wrap my mind around
I'm
it.
kind of that way too. I agree. That's
You
just
know
like
what I'm
that.
saying?
Like,
Yeah.
I have nothing against dogs.
Me
in a
either. I
sense. just don't like your dog.
I don't get it. I don't get why you want to feed this little fucking thing for the rest
But
of your life.
I mean, but a part of me wants, and at some point, to have a dog. I had a puppy before. I had it for like a week. That little motherfucker had to go. That little nigga wouldn't
you
shut
got
up.
piss every day, little nigga.
Yeah, he wouldn't shut up. You know what I'm saying? I come home for lunch. He all happy to see me and shit, bouncing all around the cage and shit. Motherfucker,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
But it's the same way I can't understand being claustrophobic. Like, I don't mind. You can put me in like I was about to say some wild shit.
I absolutely hate it. Like, it's one of my biggest fears. As a matter of fact, the last time I had to have an MRI, they had to give me drugs. Like, they had to inject me with some, like,
The good
be
stuff?
on some cool shit type inject. You know what I'm saying?
Some Ridley, nigga.
Yeah, they, something like that. I don't know exactly what it was, but like, well, we definitely have something to calm you down. So when they did give me that, I was able
cool.
to,
So you got to be a little bit.
I gotta be,
Sedated.
Yeah, I got to. Ain't no way.
Oh.
And this situation was a little different. I ain't gonna be long winded, but this situation was a little different because the last time I went to the main campus Cleveland Clinic, they actually put like a cage over my face, like a covering. But this time,
Hannibal stuff is you doing?
right?
What's wrong with you, brother? That's
Right.
All in the name of medicine.
Well,
last time they put a couple lions and a snake in there.
Just to test the nigga. You know what I'm saying?
They made me cut off the whiskers of the
right?
lion.
No, just real
This
quick.
nigga's doing Fear Factor
Coming
MRIs.
to America.
Some of you might not know about me, Joe Rogan.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Fear Factor MRI around here.
No, the reason they did, I think now that I think about it, because this time
Are those roaches? They dumped them.
they sprinting. No,
But what a nigga would look at the face of a barrel down and go like, nigga, what?
Yeah, right.
Look at a gun down
Right.
a barrel. Like,
But the reason I think now that I think about it, the last time I had the MRI was because at like 4 a.m, the reason I went to the emergency is because I was laying down and my legs was just tingling and I couldn't really feel my legs all like that. So they thought I
she
had
put it
a
on
stroke.
you.
So that's why they, did the
did
MRI.
you?
I
Right,
think now that's why they put that shit on. But moving on. How was your week?
No,
Get
she
to
just put it on you.
Eulise first.
She
Eulise,
put
how was
it
your
on
week?
you. You couldn't feel your legs. You know, she just.
That's that super nut. You know what I'm saying? I've been
Mine-
busting that for 4 hours. Baby.
It's just the rest trying to leave your body.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, my week was cool. Last week of work, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was, man, when I tell you they sent me out with a bang, they sent me out with a bang, like, literally. Like, I went from a dialysis technician to STNA. Like, it was bad. It was real bad on my last day. But I made it through, and these motherfuckers didn't, like, have a potluck or going away, pass around card or nothing or whatever. They just like,
You don't want no potluck anyway.
I kind of did want some free lunch,
I'm not
though.
eating nobody's cooking.
Free
We don't-
lunch, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
My
order
friend-
it out.
My friend Charnice gave me $5 towards my lunch. She was like, "Oh, it's your last day." She was like, "Here's some lunch money." I said, "Oh, that's nice. I'm probably gonna spend it on some liquor later, but you know." But no, my week was cool. Got this like 2-week vacation ahead of me or whatever before I start my next contract. And like I'm just about to enjoy it. Like I got 1 week here, possibly 2 weeks here, but I might go down like to my next contract a week early. So
What's up?
All right.
You got a spot down there? Where you?
oh, I'm a hotel hoe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I be
Lot
in
lizard?
Vex.
Lot
Extended
lizard
stay.
No more rooms with splatter blood, okay?
Bruh, I found the pictures. I'm gonna send them to you so you can put them up on DMST story on IG. I found the fucking pictures. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna find that and then edit it in.
Yeah, we're going to do something like that. Don't say that, man. I just booked my hotel for our trip. And, well, no, we had the Airbnb, but it's like I hope, I don't want no bad experiences, nothing like that.
I love Airbnbs. I'm bougie now. I don't like to travel.
This is my first Airbnb stay.
That's all I do.
I've never had a bad experience with Airbnb. Airbnb is pretty cool, whatever, because it's a house away from home, whatever. And most of them been really like nice though.
It's 10 times better than a hotel. It's like,
really
why the fuck
is.
would I got a bathroom. I know you get one in a
Full
hotel, but it's
kitchen.
full.
What kind of hotel room you staying in with no bathroom? This nigga damn stay in that hotel so got an outhouse. You gotta go to an outhouse.
The first accolade. Like, I can shit.
I'm talking about it's something.
They go to an outhouse.
What kind of hotel?
They got a shared bathroom
Nigga,
on the floor.
Hotel Rwanda is what I'm saying. No, I'm
Stay in a hostels? What are you doing? What are you doing? Look, what are you and Leah traveling to? What are you? Please tell me what y'all
How
doing.
much money are you trying to save?
Hey, can I get the room with no bathroom?
Nigga, we don't
took a
need no
piss already.
bathroom. Nigga, we don't even need no bed, nigga.
Me and Georgia, how close y'all to a quick trip?
We
You know
only
what I'm
got
saying?
our
I
own
can walk
bed.
across-
I got water bottles and buckets.
Oh, fuck. What I mean is the Airbnb bathrooms remind you of regular house bathrooms.
We brought our own air
It's not
mattress.
it's not a sterile bathroom. All right, man. My week,
I didn't even know they traveling air mattresses, huh?
traveling. Hey, you got some water bottles. You want to take a shower? You can sprinkle your
This hotel room is
balls.
a tent in the room. It's just one big ass room with 5 tents.
You
Here's
want
your
to sprinkle
suite.
some water on your balls. That's a shower.
Nigga, just throw the water up and stay.
I said, what kind of fucking hotel?
Just throw it out the bottle, throw the shit up in the air and run
It's
past
damn
it.
Hey, now. Y'all get in the group. We ain't about to waste this one bottle.
Everybody stand together, hug. That's pause. That's too much.
But yeah, like I said, it's like I said, it'll be my first experience. See, April, what's up, April? She in the feed. She said she going to ATL in June. There's 17 of them doing a Airbnb. So I think that's a good thing to do. I mean, like I've done something similar with like the big cabins that you rent. You know, big group of people
I
go.
love the cabins. I went to the first time in Gatlinburg. I loved it. It had a theater in the basement. It had like wraparound decks or
we
whatever.
going to Outer Banks.
It was really really nice.
I was looking at it online at Outer Banks. I'm like, these niggas really got some money because they out here in the Outer Banks.
That Outer Banks.
Dale said I ain't gonna be back. He said he ain't gonna be home for the show for 2 weeks. That means I'm like, these niggas got money.
Well, no, I'm gonna be home I'm gonna miss 1 week, not 2.
When?
June.
You talk about me leaving, nigga.
13th to 12th, somewhere.
This wasn't in the group chat, nigga.
14, somewhere in that range.
Okay, yeah. All right. Anyway, go ahead. I know you was about to go through your week.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? I got this week. I got my first vac shot.
You know what's
really?
crazy?
I got my first.
I signed up for mine today, so I'm waiting for them to give me a text to get mine done.
Yeah.
I signed up for mine.
It's simple, man. I mean, my arm hurt for like a half a day. Like, you know what I mean? My dumb ass went to the gym after I got it.
Yeah.
Made it hurt even worse. Took some Tylenol. It was cool. Nothing crazy. You know what was crazy, man?
Which one?
Which
one you get? Which one you get?
I got Pfizer.
Okay.
The Pfizer. I got to take one again on the 28th or some shit like that. I got my little card in the car. I got my slave papers. You know what I mean? I can get around. But,
What made you? Let me ask you real quick. What made you go ahead and finally
know
do
what?
it? Because I know when I was sitting there today, I know my girl was asking if I was going to do it, and I was like, well, we about to travel a little bit more and do a couple of things. I'm still thinking about it, but I was sitting there today, and I'm just like, you know what? We keep talking about being young and being able to fight it off if you get it or something like that. I get
we
it.
on the verge of not
But
being young.
I thought, I'm like, nigga, I am 40. I am not that young.
You about a year and a half away from having that doctor hit with the plastic glove, little Vaseline, bend over, spread them. Let me go ahead and
Twist it like a helicopter.
Yeah,
let me
so
get up in that Twizzler.
I literally was I was sitting at my table
Prostate
this morning.
exams.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
exactly what you're talking about. Why do you have to make it so graphic?
That's what it is. They stick their finger in there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? That's the sound
and
they
they
make.
that sound.
That's the sound they make. That's the sound untouched assholes make.
So
when you
wait,
touch it.
so wait. If it don't make that sound,
The unit, that asshole have been entered, fam. Alarm go off in the hospital room and everything. Red light flash outside. Already entered ass light flash.
I can't with you, man.
nigga.
Man.
That's an
man, you know what?
A.E.A. We call that an A.E.A.
But you know what, man? You know what's crazy? Shout out real quick. Shout out to the homie Taylor, man. She done been on our pod before. Real spit. She started her own shit today called Dose of Tea. It was pretty cool. So we did recorded her pod. We expanded up here at DMST Studios. You're gonna see more people with this DMST Studios behind their head coming up here pretty soon.
Without Sweet Prince.
But yeah, shout out to the footprints right here. But I was talking to her about it, man. You know what? I had to stop holding on to whatever bullshit I was holding on to about taking the vaccine. Mm-hmm. So many people around me took it. So many of my family members.
That encouraged me too because I see so many
Everybody
people
in my family
in my age range that took it and things like that. And,
everybody that took it. I working in a school. 90% of the staff that took it. And I
work for a hospital where most everybody is taking it, and every now and then they say, "So look, we're all vaccinated." I just be sitting like, "Well," but I'm about to start traveling into offices more again now, being out in the field, and so it's just like yeah. And
I'm like, part of it is I was just joking with Playboy. Part of it is black people in general just be scary. We're scary. We don't like to admit it. That's why we be carrying guns. We trying to fight niggas all the time. And we scary. We scared of them niggas on the other street. So we carry a gun. And if something pop off, we gonna shoot them. We're just scary. Now, it's not all of our fault. Sometimes society has made us that way.
I'm about to say, is it without reason?
No. It's not without reason. But then it just sometimes boils over into everything. And then everybody trying to kill us. And I'm like, well, I'm the last of the motherfuckers in my family of my married family. You know what I mean? Like my wife's sisters and family, like everybody she got her first shot. Like, what the fuck why am I standing on this fucking hill by myself screaming at the void. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
Right.
it's just a pointless argument to keep. To be honest with you, it was a pointless argument to keep fighting.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it too. I understand people. We keep saying we don't know what the long term effects of stuff is, but I was again in my whole thought process as I was just sitting there today because I've been going back and forth, but just I'm like I've already had cancer and shit like that or whatever. It's like I'm not saying what's the worst that can happen. That's the worst thing you can say at this time, but it's like what am I really being afraid of? As you're saying, like what am I really being afraid of when the benefits essentially outweigh the risk of whatever, outweigh that risk of and of course everybody still can make their own decisions on what they want to do.
I'm iffy on it.
But
this is a very
I
individual decision.
Yeah.
Very individual.
It's
Yeah,
very
I'm cool
it's,
as long as niggas don't come in here like Michael.
yeah.
In this bitch.
It's individual. It's individual, right? But it's also not because it's almost like drunk driving.
Yeah.
Like it's not necessarily about you. You know what I mean? It's about the other people. Like they not arresting you and giving you. You're not getting prison time for you. You're giving prison time because you're endangering others. So it's not necessarily about. What I'm saying is
I don't think that's a good analogy.
Well, to me it is, but I gotta fucking run my thought process by you. But what I'm saying is,
y'all been at it since y'all stepped in the studio today. Dev was all lovey-dovey at the going away party and stuff. So we get to the studio, Dev is like, you know what?
because you know what? Sometimes it's the energy of a pack of women. It's a pack. They're running packs like hyenas. You know what I'm saying? The energy a lot of times is anti-male, and it's just it permeates our society. But anyway,
Okay.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay, so I'm going to say I'm not going to take the vaccine as of now because me being and wanting to be a future parent, they don't have any, if at all, enough information on how that affects future mothers.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it's a very individual decision because I feel like
I think that's a very educated and smart decision, though. I feel like you put thought into that.
That's what
not just, man, they're trying to give us an
But
extra arm.
Yeah,
something like
because
that.
it's not. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's individual.
and that's why I said like I'm gonna put me and my future kids on the line to benefit the insecurities or the ideology of this pandemic for others when I'm gonna be the one that has to deal with that adverse event later on down the line. I'm not a danger.
But it's
like,
an if. It's not.
and I get it.
But hold on. But this is the thing. Real quick, I feel you though. But you work in the medical field. We both of y'all work in the medical field. I work in the education system. I was just talking to Charlotte Taylor about that. About we were kind of like the test dummies. We've been in school for 8 months. Like most people was at home. You know what I'm saying? Like we went back in August. You know what I'm saying? What I've also, it's accumulation of everything. It's people that I love and care about being like, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? Plus, I've seen the effects of quote unquote following the protocols. Like it's not bullshit. It's not all bull. They're not like out to get everybody. Now, is it gonna kill some people? It's a fucking pandemic. Like we gotta reconcile. That's what we're talking about. It's not a bad thing. It's not from nowhere. But a lot of times, us as black people, we're scared. And there's nothing wrong with that because we have every right to be. But at some point in time, we got to take a deep breath and be like, they not just trying to kill us all the time. Now, when they are they trying to kill us? Yeah, they are. But I've seen the effects of social distancing, of wearing masks, of following the protocols. Like I was a part of the test dummies when everybody was fucking nervous to go to CVS. We was in the school with 150 kids. I'm in the lunchroom with 2 other staff with 70 kids at a time with their masks off eating food. Like it was it was like, nigga, all right, if this shit is what it is, then I guess I'm at risk. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen like the protocols be followed, and I'm like, all right, we can be cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
you can manage it. And
we can manage it. You know what I mean?
get it.
And then coupled with that, like that feeling of like, and I talk about that because now my daughter's school is like pretty much fully open for anybody who wants to go. Still, some people are picking virtual, but her teachers and the staff are as nervous as we were back in August. And I'm like, oh shit, this ain't really left people. It's left me because I've been knee deep in the fucking trenches for 8 months.
That there are people who have really
Still-
been at home.
Yeah, so they
for
still
over
scared.
a year. I mean, like
Yeah, that's cool.
when it hit last year, I came out I was in the doctor's office. We went from canceling non-emergency procedures to canceling our office to going virtual to the doctors finally being like, nah, we coming back in here. And us not even wanting to be in it. And then having to go through it and then sitting in a minute clinic and other it's like.
Niggas coming in, they got the COVID. You know what I mean?
Being in the hospital, knowing that where our numbers are at the hospital and stuff like that. So it's like you.
But then you follow the protocols. You get a staff member who caught COVID from their aunt or their cousin and they was at work for half the day. But then they realized they had a positive COVID test, so they had to go home. So then the whole school had to shut down. But you realized every other staff member in the school didn't catch COVID. So you're like, all right, okay.
But it's the
so the protocols and the mask wearing and the social distancing, like, okay, this shit is real because you looked in the eyes. I looked in the eyes of Mr. Walker when he had to leave. My bad for putting him out. No. I'm like, nigga, he's sick, bro. Like he wasn't feeling good. Like he wasn't a part of the fucking cog. He was legitimately sick. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was sick. And then you looked at the shit, like once you experience it, you're like, oh, okay, so I'm good. We all good if we follow. Okay, all right, cool. You start getting more confident in it because you start realizing like some of it is bullshit, but some of it is real life, man.
But that kind of worked in the other, went the other way too, because sometimes people will look at that and be like, oh, so so-and-so was here and they had it. Like you said, it was in the office for half a day before they realized, oh, shit, I might have it or something like that. And then they leave, and then you, in your mind, you expect everybody to get sick. And then when everybody don't get sick, people be like, see, it ain't real.
But not us because we at school is so strict on social distancing and masks and hand washing and sanitizer. It's like fucking military level. So, you know what I mean? Like you're right though. You might go there, but I think the overriding fear of like, oh fuck, this nigga got COVID. Like in the moment you don't know. You just think everybody about to die. You know what I'm saying? Right. You really don't have no rationale. And then once shit starts being okay, and you like, oh okay.
We can manage.
Right, we can manage this shit. You know what I'm saying? Couple with that, with every damn body that I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said,
it's still footprints on the wall. It didn't stop her twerking ability last week.
Well, I'm just saying, like, and that's why I say, like, this is an individual choice because, like, before it was even labeled a pandemic, like when I was at work or whatever, I hugged 2 coworkers. One had pneumonia, one had the flu. No mask, no PPE, no nothing. I'm not a vaccine person. I never got the flu vaccine except for one time when they lied to me and said it was mandatory. And I was sick for 5 weeks and we were short staffed and still having to work. I just don't get sick. I get 2 sinus infections a year when the weather changed and that's it. So for me, I feel like it's been a year since it's been out. I've probably 9 times out of 10 already caught it, developed antibodies or whatever, and I'm cool on where I stand. Now, if later on down the line I do choose to get it, it would probably be Johnson & Johnson because that's been the one that's been tested against all the variances, including the New York one. Now, I just have a lot of questions on how they've been rolling out and handling everything because I feel like there's no real basis on people to stand for outside of people's fears. Like the first thing you ask people, like, why should I take the vaccine? Everybody's not dying. Even when they came out and everybody knew that they was faking these fucking numbers and labeling everybody a COVID victim, and you could have died of a heart attack. Like listen, let me finish.
Well, you're making these overarching statements.
Listen,
man.
what I'm saying though, this is like this. I'm talking about strict
numbers.
You
keep saying every and all.
I'm talking
That's
about
just
strict
not
numbers,
true.
whatever. The COVID pandemic has not touched the numbers of the flu, and the flu been around for years.
That's because it's more potent, yo.
Listen, and those vaccines has been optional all up until this time, whatever. Why is this one going
because
to
the flu's not as potent as COVID. That's like saying drinking one drink or being over the legal limit is not the same thing.
Do they? Well, if you get COVID, what's gonna happen? All they're gonna do is let you quarantine. They might treat your symptoms and everything like that. Whatever.
It depends on you can do. It depends on what you got going on.
Like it's nothing that you can do. It's no cure out here, whatever. But all of a sudden they got a vaccine. I just have questions because I feel like a lot of way that they're handling this. A lot of way that they're handling this, I feel like it's just not like logically sound for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I said this is an individual choice. You're gonna feel how you feel regardless, and I'm gonna feel how I feel regardless, whatever. I'm still not gonna take this.
But it's not.
vaccine.
But it's not necessarily. Certain things in life can be. And with it, we talked about it. I don't know if you was here for that one. One of the most toxic things you can say out here, especially dealing with life shit, is agree to disagree when it's not an agree to disagree type situation. Because it's not necessarily.
I didn't say agree to disagree.
I know, I know we can all do what we want to do. That's no. I could shoot somebody. Like we can all do what we want to do. That's not that can never be a sound person's decision making. strategy though. Like I'm doing this because I can do what I want to do. Like that's not. I have to think about people other than myself when I'm making decisions. Like I can't just be like, I want to go to the bar and have 15 shots because I feel like it. Well, nigga, at that point you're putting everybody else on the road in danger. You, whether you can take the shots or not, whether you can handle your liquor, that's not the point. If you're a responsible adult, that's a bad decision. I'm not saying not taking a COVID vaccine is a bad decision. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this decision is not just a strictly personal effect because if you don't get sick, you can have no symptoms and pass it.
That's what every disease.
I understand, but they're not as potent as COVID though. So I don't care about them other diseases. I've had the flu 40 times probably. Once a year my whole life, sometimes twice. I don't care. I've had sinus infections 15 times. It's not about getting sick. It's about the intensity of, that's like saying, like you just said, you fought cancer. That's like saying, well, I had a broke finger. It's not the same shit.
It's like
beating cancer and your finger healing is two fucking different things.
But this is my
just
thing.
because they're a medical condition don't make them the same.
But at the same time, whatever, I feel like even how, like I said, how they're handling
crazy.
this whole situation is fucked up because it's
Because it's fucked up, man. Because it's humans. It's a fucking pandemic. Like, what do you think, niggas? These pandemics used to wipe out humanity, bruh. This is not easy. Like, it used to knock niggas out. It used to take out entire fucking countries. They took out the Indians with fucking pandemic level shit in blankets. Like, this shit is not, like, easy. It's not playing fucking talk. This is hard. This is hard shit.
I think
This is not easy shit
think,
to do, man.
And because we gonna go
They shut
here.
down our fucking economy over this shit.
Brainstorm, how was your week?
No. What I think is it's a little it's a little complicated. It is a personal thing. You know, you choose, like I said, when you were talking about the effect that it could have if you have kids down the line and stuff like that. That's understandable. I get what Dev is saying too, where he said it's not really personal because you can be in a situation where you can have symptoms or something like that, and it can affect somebody else. For me, this is my thing. I think the danger comes like where I disagree with you at. I do agree it's a personal thing, but where I disagree is that when we really try to put it all on one table. You know, like you said, everybody, we all do get the flu and stuff like that, but then you look around like this year, flu numbers were down because of the fact that people were wearing masks, people were at home, people were washing their hands more frequently, things like that. So it shows that just the actual science of that simple thing made sense. So that's where I disagree.
The science is proving the shit correct.
I can't say that. I know that some numbers were inflated with hospitals and stuff like that. Because it was used to help get funding and things like that.
I can deal with some, but you said all. Like people, my own father died in August, and it was not. You said all. When you was talking, you said all.
All about what though? What I say?
About people dying. They was fudging all the numbers. No, they weren't. My father died in August, and it was not from COVID. Well, it's not at all like this concept that they're doing it with everything. Yeah, with some people doing it to make extra bread. Yeah, but that don't mean everybody is doing it and it's a fucking conspiracy to bring down humanity. Those are two different things.
Yeah, I mean, again, to me, I just think the danger is when we say, yes, there are a ton of different diseases that we pass along to each other every single day, all the time. But where I kind of lean towards more towards Dev is the fact that not everything is on the same level. You know, I can give you the common cold. We can all sit up here and have a cold right now and leave out of here, wake up sniffling tomorrow morning, but we'll be fine. We take some Tylenol cold and we'll be okay. Not everybody that gets COVID is going to react the same way. And again, I just decided today to take. I mean, I had the chance to get it way back in December. You know, so I'm just today decided to do it, but. I personally can't put it on the table because we don't know how we're going to react. It's like I started the conversation. One avenue of my thinking is the fact that I'm 40. I'm not 20. I can go out there and roll my ankle and wake up tomorrow morning and be fine. What if I roll my ankle now? I'm gonna be like LeBron out for the rest of the season. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not going to react the same way. And then I do have a medical history from the past too. That it's like, you never know how that's going to affect things too. Part of my decision making, the same way yours with the kids and things like that is part of yours. Yeah. But
that's what makes it personal.
I do kind of get the, like, it ain't. If you want to say it's not going to affect people, generally on the surface you look at it that way, but we don't know, and that unknown is the part that we're kind of playing, that everybody's playing with, and that unknown is also rolling into our decision making process of I could, like you said, you maybe could have gotten
the integrity of people making decisions, because if like you really had an interest in like the population, like the people in this world, why would you have to fake numbers? Why would you have to fake a vaccine? Like, there were so many videos.
Because there's fucked up niggas in this world.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I question the integrity of people making those power decisions. Because,
well,
like,
I don't.
if you
To
really
me, it
gave a
wasn't.
fuck, like, why
Well,
would
to
you,
me,
why
it
would you
wasn't.
need
It
to?
wasn't the
You see what I'm saying?
makers of the vaccines that was
No, I
faking
get
up.
exactly what
It was
you're
People
like,
was trying to get
this is
bread.
the whole
It's the
way that you're
humanity.
trying to go about
I mean,
it
we
is
got
fucked up.
people-
That's why I
You
said
got
I
niggas
don't-
who
got-
was fudging the numbers for PPP
I'm
loans.
about to say that.
That's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
niggas,
yeah.
be
Niggas
trying
do
to
ill
get
shit.
bread.
Yeah, people do ill shit. People take social security numbers from people that's dead and collect the checks and stuff like that. I mean,
that's not exactly the same thing, though.
we talking about people being like doing fucked
a
up shit.
situation where you putting something in your body. So if somebody don't
No,
feel like
no.
they're comfortable,
Not arguing that. Yeah,
If
okay.
somebody don't feel comfortable doing that, that's their right to not feel
Yeah,
comfortable
of
doing
course.
that. But you can't sit up and make it seem like a person ain't right for feeling that way.
No,
like
right. That's never the
everybody's
case.
not gonna take that vaccine. And the reality
No,
is,
you don't have to.
No, hold on, let me. Go ahead.
That's all I said. No, you don't have to. That's literally all we said was no, you don't have to.
No, I was trying to make a point, but go ahead.
All we said was you don't have to.
Go ahead, Brainstorm.
But at the same time, he was trying to make a point. Playboy is gonna be our podcast next week. Because these dudes just jumping on everything. I couldn't even finish my sentence, Dev. But it's cool.
No,
Brainstorm, how was your week?
No, I wasn't making a point. I was just chiming in saying no, you don't have to. I don't get why everybody argues so much about this. Maybe it's because of the level of it. That's why everybody argues so much. Like I said, again, just me trying to be as calm as I am. I just made the decision today that I'm like, okay, I'll do it. You know, like I said, my job in UH had enough vaccines for the whole hospital system. They said it's your choice if you want to do it. I drug my feet for forever. And it was like, yeah, I just don't know or whatever. So, again, I don't personally fault anybody if they make the decision that they don't want to do it. Personally, I don't. Again, I can agree with some of the points he was making a little bit earlier. The way just the thought process in it. But again, I still wholeheartedly agree with you. And understanding why you're saying that, look, I want to do this in my future. I want to do this. There hasn't been enough studies on that. Like, I'm definitely going to be a person that's going to sit there and be like, "Oh, you looking at the numbers, you're looking at the science of it." Like when you first said, I said, "Yeah, you sound like somebody to put some thought into it." I got no problem. I mean, look, for me personally, if you put thought into it, that's your decision. What we gonna do? Take you out in the back and shoot you because you ain't do it? Nah.
And that's one thing that's like, and I see exactly where you're coming from, and that's how you feel. But the majority of some people are going to sway differently, and I feel like we can't invalidate like people's decision on how they move, because your experience is your experience. But the same way, like you said, like you looking at 3 men that don't cheat. Well, I've been cheated on. You know what I'm saying? So we can't act like either side or perspective doesn't exist, and we have to be respectful of everybody's experience with how they handle and maneuver life.
You're right, but we can't. This is just concept. You're talking about tangible. You were cheated on. But with this conversation is really more nuanced. It's just a nuanced conversation. No, it's not. You don't know that people who get a vaccine can't have healthy children. This is not a fact. You know what I mean? It's a thing that you've researched that you don't want to necessarily take that chance on. Cool, man. It is what it is. But you were physically cheated on. Like, that's different. Like, so it's evoking a physical reaction to something, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to like, this is just a nuanced conversation of different people's intellect surrounding the conversation. It's not like, this happened to me, it didn't happen to you, so I feel like this, and you know what I mean? That's not.
And
really the case, man.
to me, I feel like at the end of the day, we're all making a decision based on our literally, I'm writing the paper on it now. When you make decisions or stuff like that, a big part of it, one of these models I look at, like the health belief model, you make a decision based on your perceived risk and your perceived susceptibility to something going on. So if It's 5 of us in here. But 4 of us having this conversation right now. So if you feel like the risk of it is low for you, or you don't feel like you're gonna, the risk is low, you're probably not gonna do it. If you feel like your risk is low and stuff like that, then you're probably not gonna do it. Or or if you feel like that there's a lower risk of something happening or higher risk of something happening, because if you do it this way, that's gonna affect it. You say that you're out there a lot more and stuff like that. So if your risk for you is higher for you, you have a higher chance of doing it. That's called your perceived risk, perceived susceptibility to it.
Do you think that there's a medical bias
towards what?
People in general? Like, do you think that there's individual medical care for people of class? That's no different than anything in life, but there are health disparities in the medical field. That's why I'm going into public health, because there are obvious medical disparities. We see it all the time. You see it in your healthcare systems. We don't even have a decent hospital. We have the clinic and stuff. But remember, once they took Huron Road out of East Cleveland, you didn't have that trauma center there and stuff like that. There are health disparities and everything. Most of the ailments that we see they affect African Americans higher. They affect minorities higher. Or black men or black women, something like that. It does happen.
And a lot of it is because of that, though.
Yeah, it is obviously women go into the hospitals and doctors don't listen to them. They think there's a perception in the medical field that black people are stronger, so they don't need as much care and as much medication and stuff like that. You've seen it. Yeah. So it's no doubt that it's there.
But it's like, and it's like for me or whatever, like I just, and I don't want to, and this is one thing, like when I had these conversations with people, I pray on the conversation because I don't want people to internalize it and let it like dwell on them. You know what I'm saying? That, oh my God, like now I'm scared because, Eulise said blah, 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 blah. No, I don't want you to internalize it in such a way to where you even attract that to be something that you experience. However, being on the inside looking out, I know of how people have handled patients, like, and I'm parallel with them, whatever, fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like I literally, like the first time I did CPR, I saved this man's life, and I came on the floor knowing, hey, he's out. Don't worry about this. Don't try to get a line of him. We need to start doing compressions. You know what I'm saying? And then there's been so many people who have an experience like mine, so where they've been medically mistreated. You know what I'm saying? So it does bring me pause. And that plays bring me pause.
And that plays a big part into this whole vaccine thing right now among the black community too, because of what's happened in the past in this healthcare field. And so you go to the Tuskegee experiment and things like that.
Yes.
And so it does lend itself into people not trusting the system. You're not gonna get no debate from me on that. Those are our valid points.
It's you know what part of me, my bad, Bruz. You know what it is, man. Too. I think we all in here generally. I know us three. I know Eulise a little bit. Warrensville was kind of corny back in the day, but anyway, we can get into that. But
still is.
I'm messing with you. Stop, please. I'm messing with you. But
Get up and not walk out.
but no, like we've come from the same school of thought when it comes to life experience. We've experienced some of the same bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I guess I have over the years developed like a I don't want to say an ability. I guess the ability, or I've consciously not let that experience handicap me. Well, handicap is a strong word. Fuck up my the way I process the rest of the world. Because like we will see the discrepancies in education, healthcare, whatever, police attention, whatever the case may be, to communities like East Cleveland, and it has an ability to like cloud your judgment when it comes to shit. You know what I'm saying? So like it's baked into me to be skeptical about shit or whatever. Not even skeptical, that's the wrong word. Like when I see police to this day, all my shit is in order and I tense up. It's just life. It is what it is. Yeah. It's not like, I don't think it's no issue. I don't think it's like I think less of people who don't want to take the fucking vaccine. If you don't take it, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be vaccinated, nigga. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if you don't want to take it, you don't want to take it. It ain't got shit to do with me. Like, I don't even give a fuck if niggas drive drunk. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I'm going to just go on the other side of the road. But like, I've also, so what that allowed me to do is like, try to get my own view of life through my own experience and not necessarily like my circumstances. Because sometimes your circumstances can drive your like your mentality about some shit. So I can see medical malpractice or whatever. If you get mistreated medically, it's medical malpractice. You know what I'm saying? Like people fucking you up medically. But I've also taken my mother to the eye doctor once a month for the past 3 years to get shots in both her eyes to prevent her from going blind. So this concept that like all medical shit is going to kill me or fuck me over or have long-term I don't have that baked into me. Like if it happens, you're right. You cool. I guess I'm assed out. But I've unfortunately, I guess, up until my father passed, I've had parents that pretty much my adult life have been sick. And most of it from their own doing. You know what I mean? So even the fact that my father lasted from me graduating in 2000 to 2020 is a fucking miracle. You know what I mean? But for like what you do, he went to dialysis 3 times a week. You know what I mean? So dialysis, a medical procedure, kept that motherfucker alive for probably 15 more years than he probably should have been. 12 at the most. It kept him alive. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is keeping my mother from going blind. So like I'm not just inherently under this belief that like it's all fucked up. Now, if it's just a personal decision, man, and niggas don't want to take the fucking vaccine, then don't take the fucking. I don't give a fuck. I just took my shit on Thursday. You know what I mean? It ain't like I done had this shit since January or some shit like that. I just took it on fucking Thursday. But I feel it in my bones. Like as black people, we do rightfully so have a healthy fucking skepticism of the man, society, the system. We do. And rightfully so. We should. You know what I mean? But I also, through my life, got to lean on that same fucked up system. It's why it's fucked up. It's almost like being in an abusive relationship.
Yeah, say it.
It's like being in because I still got to lean on that system. This Thursday at 8 a.m., me and my mother be at the Coli Institute again. She can get shots in both her eyes. I got to still lean on that fucking medical system, even though it's fucked up.
And that's why I say, like, I'm not trying to pollute nobody with my personal experiences with anything.
Yeah.
Like, whether it be medical, relationship, anything. But I'm not going to say or be clueless or naive that these situations don't exist. And right now, especially in 2020, 21 or whatever, we can't blanket how we maneuver situations because, again, you've been blessed to experience the medical field in its entirety of how you've experienced it. I have had medical malpractice as a black female to where like they literally took a butterfly needle that's supposed to be straight, held it in my arm to where they pulled it out and it was crooked and it scarred the whole inside the entire of my arm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they've literally mistreated me medically. So yes, I do have hesitation when it comes down to anything. Not to put it out there, but sorry, not sorry. I don't give a fuck. I literally don't like to see doctors. I don't like to see doctors. None of it. I'm lucky to have all my teeth in my mouth. Honestly, because I just don't like I'm like, yeah, I'll be cool. I'll be all right. I go when I feel like it's absolutely necessary, like if I'm fucked up. But then I feel like I've given so much to the world, period, in and outside of my lab coat that I would pray that whoever works on me the same way I would work on me.
But that's what I was about to say,
saying?
though.
So that's what I said. Like, you attract what you put out there.
You do, but at the same time, Eulise, man, you are the system in certain ways. Though.
I know. And that's why
niggas lean on you and depend on you to live.
And not one patient can complain on me. Not one patient can complain on me.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
Mishandled a patient.
But that's what I'm saying. You represent. Yeah, you have some personal experiences that's fucked up, but you also represent the good that niggas are trying to find in the same fucking system.
That's why I do what I do.
That's what I'm saying.
And we got to get out of this and move on to something. I did not know we was going to talk about this for 40 minutes, but I was going to say that just to your point. What you're saying too is that's why we need to see more representation of us in the medical field.
Okay,
I mean, we have a ton of. We all know probably at least 5 to 10 nurses. You know what I'm saying? But we
from the hood.
But we do need to see somebody.
STNAs. Let's not disrespect the
nurses. I know some RNs out there. Dead ass.
I know a lot.
I know RNs.
Maybe like 2.
I know RNs. I mean, I know some STNAs.
Well, you work in the. I'm talking about from.
But then you also work next to some people. Yeah. You work next to some people that you know, man, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen some of my coworkers, you know, patients ask this and that, whatever, and they be like, you all right. I'll go behind and still, you know what I'm saying, pad that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Whatever,
but that's just life, though, man. I'm not being, you know what I mean? And Playboy. Playboy
he heated. I felt a lot of heat over that chair.
Playboy gonna put a pipe bomb under our car.
I'm just, you know what?
Playboy gave me hope for gentlemen.
I'm educating myself. I'm listening.
No, Playboy gave me hope for gentlemen because Playboy, honestly, like, he has literally shown me, you know what? Chivalry is not dead.
It ain't dead.
This motherfucker, like, will make sure I get to my car safe, nigga. Nigga. Playboy that nigga.
He is.
So like I said, before we move on, we just go ahead.
No, real quick. It's I don't want you to think I don't understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I just like working in the education field, coming from working in the social services field with social workers. There is some people who are educating y'all kids out here. Let me talk to the people. There's some people who are doing the most important job probably on earth. They have your kids in their possession 6 to 8 hours a day. And they are only there to cash a fucking paycheck. Mm-hmm. But the overwhelming majority of people are not there to just cash a paycheck. And I refuse, just like being from the hood, the people in the hood, the people that represent East Cleveland and Kirk and Shaw, I'm not going to let the outliers define the great number of people that come from there. So I'm not going to let the people who do fucked up shit in schools, I'm not going to let the people who in social work don't give a fuck and will just take somebody's kids for no reason define the entire fucking field of social work, where in an overwhelming majority of people have a compassion for the well-being and the health and safety of fucking children. You know what I mean? Same thing in education. Same thing in the health field. I'm not going to just think that all the Cleveland Clinic is out to fuck me, pause, in the ass. Pause.
I get you.
Yeah, I'm just not going to do it.
I feel like you have a passion to be that, like, devil's advocate in a positive. Because
not in the positive, because it'll fuck you up. I'm just from the hood, man.
Listen, what I'm saying, whatever. I'm saying, like, you have a passion to prove statistics wrong.
No.
Because you could have literally been that trap boy. You could have literally been that deadbeat daddy. I get exactly where you come from because, like, you represent the opposite of what most people think about a 6'8" big black nigga from East Cleveland. Yeah. I get that. You know what I'm saying?
So but what that training did was make me look at everything like, all right, all the police ain't fucked up. But the fucked up part is if one police kill a nigga, it could scare all of the niggas. So now you're dealing with like this PTSD. So like for me, if I'm around a group of niggas that jump a nigga, now I'm just the nigga who be jumping niggas. And I know that. You know what I'm saying? But so I'm constantly fighting against that. And then in society, you're right, I'm fighting against like the negative stereotypes that have come across educators because they know some teachers don't give a fuck about the kids. Man, but if one of them teachers don't give a fuck about the kids, the other 13 do.
And I would say this though, and this is the narrative that's pushed by all media is all of the negative shit that happened with this and that, whatever. So it's like it's so hard for people who don't fit that narrative to kind of be like, okay, no, that's not all of us.
But
you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like it's fucked up because like when it comes down to police brutality or whatever, like that gets more airtime than the police in Shaker who was playing football in the street with the kids. You know what I'm saying? This and that, or whatever.
It gets more.
Like, I've actually raced the police. Yeah. We pulled out at the red light. I was like, they was like, we took off. We raced 80 miles up Woodland. You know what I'm saying? That's like something.
Shout out to Shaker Police then.
Because it feeds the bullshit, man.
That's what I'm saying.
It feeds it. It feeds you. It feeds you, man.
All right,
yo, we got to get out of this, man. Speaking of not being a 6'8" bit black nigga from EC, you know, not wanting to fit that particular narrative, man. We want to talk about A.E.A Apparel, man. Mm-hmm. That was started for by a black man as a company that's basically by us. It represents us in a lot of different ways, man. A lot of positive sayings with their products. You want to visit their website, NakoreApparel.com. Use the code DMST to get 10% off of your purchase. 10% off your. That's a lot of money in a sense. Yeah, especially when you're buying a lot of shit.
That's a tie.
So we'll holler at y'all in a second, y'all. Y'all are tuned into the DMST podcast.
A.E.A Apparel is a lifestyle brand inspired by and created for those who unabashedly seek, speak, and live in truth. A.E.A is the African Adinkra symbol for truthfulness, and the clothes speak truth in all its forms with the ultimate aim of love and justice. If you're down to expand the culture, break barriers, and eradicate injustice wherever you find it, then A.E.A Apparel is the brand for you. Go to NakoreApparel.com. That's NOKORE Apparel.com.
A.E.A Apparel for truth tellers.
All right, y'all. We back. DMST podcast. We're back. So as y'all know, the news about this started hitting last weekend because DMX went into the hospital on Saturday, complications from a drug overdose, and so what was it? Friday he passed. Friday afternoon he passed. 50 years old he was, right? 50 or 52? 50. So still basically young. Had a very, I guess, in a sense you'll say torturous type of life in a sense. Obviously, a lot of his story is well told, well chronicled. He shared a lot of it along that way. But it was a sad thing to hear. It was one of those things that we kind of knew was coming because, when you hear that somebody's kind of in the hospital and they're kind of at this point where it's, I think at one point I was reading he pretty much wasn't having any brain activity. Yep. So that's the case. You kind of know it's coming. But in situations like this, it really doesn't make things easier or anything like that. We saw a lot of people affected by the loss of DMX. I know me and Playboy came up and did a show on Friday at the studio, did like a little tribute to DMX on Friday evening.
Shout out to DJ Brainstorm and DJ Playboy.
Did I flip it around?
Playboy DJ. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Get it right.
It's the
DJ
crown.
Playboy is Brainstorm the DJ.
But it affected a lot of people in a lot of different ways, and I know we talked about it on Friday, Playboy. I was asking if to you it reached the level of how it was when Nip passed, because there were a lot of people who honestly the DMX, I saw them reacting to it the way I saw y'all reacting to, like, especially because I know y'all both are big Nipsey fans. Right. I saw a lot of people reacting that same kind of way. So that's why I asked you, and so I asked you that, Dev. Do you think that kind of had the effect that? And I asked both of you and Eulise, because I know me and Playboy already kind of hit it on Friday. But do y'all think that this kind of had the effect that it did when? I
don't know if it had the same effect on me, just because the Nipsey situation happened. It was kind of sudden.
What you mean, kind of?
Just to
out of nowhere.
Just to point out when we had that conversation, the term I used on Friday was the thing with Kobe and Nipsey was trash.
It was boom. It was It was.
But go ahead. We go.
So,
Playboy giving passes tonight.
How can I put this, man? I don't want to be insensitive. With the length of time it took for DMX to pass, with him being in the hospital for like a week, and honestly, if you're a true fan of DMX's music, the concept of DMX not living till 80 makes complete sense to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never heard an artist put their pain and truth into music the way he did. He described pain the way Nipsey described reality. You know what I mean? And Nipsey's reality and DMX's pain both caught up with him. You know what I'm saying? But like, they were so blatantly honest with the way they did. Their message was so real. Like, he made so many songs about his fight with the devil in his head, and it was so descriptive. And you know what I'm saying? Like, people, shout out, I keep talking about, I was talking about it earlier, but I'm talking about the Taylor. Like, a lot of the younger people, they think about, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. It was Tisha. They think about those songs, and those was good songs. But DMX, you get into the heart of it. Yeah. You got to listen to Crime Story. You got to go listen to Damien. You got to go, you know what I mean? You got to listen to some songs. You got to listen to It's Dark and Hell Is Hot from beginning to end. You know what I mean? Oh. Like, people talk about Slippin'. Slippin' is like one of the best. It encompasses DMX in a more storytelling way, but he got some shit where it's like, nigga, this DMX is so authentic you could never question the authenticity of DMX. Like, you were like, oh, this nigga is saying some wild shit. Very descriptive, very plain. So, like, for me, it was almost like a culmination. It was almost like respect. It was a tip of the cap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a definition of like, man, I hope you rest in peace, bro. You know what I mean? Like
he's finding more peace.
Yeah, man. That was a troubled soul, bro. Like, that was
Swiss Beats had a video where he was saying that, you know, even from his first like song he ever dropped, that he was already suffering.
Yeah, like you
Like
can
he
see
been
it.
suffering for a long time.
Yeah,
a long time.
All I know is it's Dark and Hell is Hot to me. We talked about it a little while ago. It's one of the greatest albums. It's on my, like, you going to an island. It's on there. It's the sad part about it. Yeah. The sad part about it is 2 of them that's on my, like, you got 5 albums on a desert island, is 2 of them is going to be Victory Lap, and it's Dark and Hell is Hot, man.
I actually think DMX dropped 2 albums
2
in 1 year, and they both went platinum.
Flesh of my flesh, blood of my
Yeah,
blood,
he
man.
He did. That was a big story at the time when it happened.
Yeah, man.
Or, you know, but just doing the 2 albums in a year. 'Cause, you know, back at that, people do some. You might see something like that now, but that was unheard of back in the day. Back in the day, you didn't see your celebrity. So it's like you did your album, you did a press run, you probably went on tour,
And that was
then
it.
you went away for a couple of years until the next one dropped. You know, so you know that was really crazy.
So shout out to him, man.
He actually. Sorry. If the screen
Go ahead,
is
Bruz.
shooting as well, but he actually his first. If y'all look at the screen, he did 4.8 on Dark as Hell is Hot. Came back with 3.5, meaning million copies or whatnot. And then there was X did 4.9. Great Depression did 1.8, and then his 5th album Graham Champ. So all 5 of his first 5 albums
all went platinum?
and then he had
All debut
3
number 1.
3 that went quadruple and plus 35, and then it was all number 1s. So the guy was good, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, like one of the biggest things I would say with the skits, not the skits, but the prayers. The prayers was going, meaning like when he did that, but he lived that and he spoke it. You know what I'm saying? It's no different from like how like life after death or how Biggie's. You know what I'm saying? Like how they kind of like say it before. It's
Premonitions. They did premonition rap,
and they lit, and like you said, and then I think Charlamagne said it the best. He was like, "Yo," he said, "With DMX, man, he was himself off top. Like he don't need no, like, he ain't need no persona or whatever." You know what I'm saying? It was just him. When he show up, it's him. It's DMX. He can do it the way he be. Like and real quick, and I'm out of here. Shit, I wore a doggone fucking dog chain joint because of him. You heard me? Like when I was in high school, I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out
like
to X, man.
it was dope, man. And I've been banging him all this weekend or whatever. You know what I mean? But
X was this whole, my bad, Eulise. This whole concept. I mean, not concept, but like this whole situation is almost like, man, I don't want to sound fucked up, man. I don't know no other way. I would have been surprised if X was 75 in a rocking chair.
Right.
He just didn't project as a 75-year-old in a rocking chair. You know what I'm saying?
Go
You
ahead.
all right? What's up?
No, it just hit me like. I'm sorry. I feel like I watched Belly today, and in the first part of Belly or whatever, the first thing that he says is like, "I sold my soul to the devil." And we know the industry. You know some people how like they get down or whatever. And I feel like he spent a lot of his last time on Earth trying to like make that back to like whatever he did or whatever. And I feel like some people have self-worth issues, and he does. I think when he was doing all that he was doing, especially at a young age, and you know maybe making some mistakes or whatever, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like and all that stuff. Whatever. We don't know all that encompasses what DMX's personal. That he was fighting so many demons and trying to like really get his stuff on the straight and narrow and really like just be able to function. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I feel like people make such rash decisions so young, not knowing their full potential and their full self-worth. That's like, damn, like I wish I could do this different. I wish I could do this different or whatever. And like even as of late, I've been kind of looking at myself or whatever, like my self-worth. You know what I'm saying? Like for so many Sorry.
Good.
Why I gotta be the female on the fucking podcast?
Good, man.
But for so many
Everybody's
years,
cried on this show except for me.
but for so many years, I've watered myself down. You know what I'm saying? Because like, and I'll be transparent. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had certain things happen to me that make me not want for people to look at me. And I feel like even in that my last relationship, I felt so comfortable being unseen. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, you really got to.
At least that was a world class shot. That was one of the greatest
we gonna let that
digs
roll.
I've ever heard. You
gonna
just
let
won
that
the Hall
roll.
of Fame. You just won the Hall of Fame
gonna let
of
that
subtle
roll.
shots. You just won the Hall of Fame of women. You just won the Hall of Fame.
And I'm just saying, thank you so much. No, but I'm just saying, like, I know for me, people see me as like such a confident and like outgoing and like this, but on the inside, like what I deal with, like here, I wish I can be like in your eyes and being like, and I wish I could be like my own friend to receive how much I give to other people versus how I handle myself.
Yeah,
So that's
facts.
why I'm like emotional, because it's like I know how much these artists give to the world, but have so little to give to themselves. Like even being a caretaker, like I have so many underlying medical issues, but I'm just so worried about showing up and being there for my patients and not really having myself. And I'm sorry.
Did you have something on top of that, Playboy?
No, one thing I ain't gonna do. I ain't about to be the second person to cry today. You know she making me want to cry because I know exactly where the fuck you coming
Like,
from.
cause you give so
I
much
already
to every
know.
people, and like you want to show up, you want to be able to deliver, and you want to be able to have those results and be like, yes, I'm here for this person. And I know how much I am, but like being in Cincinnati, being on the road, traveling, it really exposed how much I was neglecting myself and how much I haven't been doing for myself. How I was trying to be that people pleaser and just like living for everybody else and trying to be like that best version of Eulise for everybody else, but not liking myself.
Well, I mean, I think
Yeah,
I think
I get it. No, go ahead, Brainstorm. Go ahead, nigga.
Before I suplex you, nigga. Go ahead, before I DDT you, nigga.
No, go ahead. I'm joking, bro.
No,
Go ahead.
I think that happens with a lot of people in a lot of ways where.
Thank you, Bruz.
And I thanks for saying that part about how you see a lot of these artists, they give so much of themselves to other people, and we look at them, people from the outside look at them, you think everything is so sweet because you got the money and you got the this and you got that, but you look at people like that and they put so much in the music. You can tell he was going through shit because it's on the fucking paper.
Yeah.
You can see what he cared about. Like you said, you can see what Nip cared about.
That was the hard
You
part.
can see what Pac cared about when he cared. You can tell Pac cared about people because he wrote about it and he rapped about it all the time. But then there's that scary part of shit sometimes too with these people who, like y'all said, it's almost like that premonition type of thing. There's that scary part of shit. Big made 2 albums, Ready to Die and Life After Death. That motherfucker was not here. Pac rapped about seeing his own death. The nigga's not here.
That's because my bad for jumping.
No, go. I was
No, because like that shit is it's what made them that heavy. That was that I just got a whooping.
Yeah, that was a
I got
heavy
a whooping
side.
breath. But that same passion and authenticity is what makes art. When you can feel like it's almost like I'm a big fan of Griselda, right? Not because I made my money off the Pyrex, you know what I'm saying? But I feel them niggas is telling stories of real life. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's what makes, I'm drawn intrinsically to truth, man. And like, I love it when I listen to you. I don't give a fuck what your story is. If it's real, I'm in, man. I'm sold, bro.
So I got questions for you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Brainstorm.
So I got a question for y'all then. Where do we play a part in as a fan? Like you just said, as a fan, you enjoy that real. We enjoy these real stories that people tell to us.
Say some fucked up shit.
But that real is detrimental. I mean, I'm just asking because that real is detrimental. I mean, it's real in the fact that you can like a rapper and not like that he had pain, but you can feel it because you've experienced that pain. Or on the lighter side.
Can I say some
on the lighter side, you can like Mary J because you can relate to that breakup pain,
Yeah.
and
7
people
whole days.
can't
Yeah.
stand when she makes a happy fucking song,
Yeah.
and
That's
so
not
now
what
she
she is.
can't even make a song
Can't get out of that box.
that say the sun is out because motherfuckers want her to be
Yep.
out here on a rainy ass day.
Yeah.
Can I say some fucked up shit, man? Damn, this is fucked up to say. I think some of them people was put here to make that music because they wasn't going. They may or may not. I'm not gonna say wasn't going. That's fucked up to say. My opinion, man. Fuck that. I ain't gonna be scared.
The thoughts of
I don't think they
Reed.
would have lasted that long anyway because of the demons they was fighting. Like art is to be consumed.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
that's their. It's almost like it's comedians. I love comedy
Let's
so
talk about
much
it.
because comedy comes from. I have a very comedic view of life. I'm just not a comedian. Basically, what you were saying earlier about the shit we was talking about was everybody look at it this way, but Dev, you look at it this way. That's how a lot of comedians talk about how they view life in a different way that other people view life. They just are able to make a joke about it. But a lot of times the way they view it is dark. It's very, whatever you want to explain for dark. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with authentic, especially hip hop and rock and soul, blues.
Yeah.
They're coming from the place that you are, but you don't even know how to articulate. I love comedy. I love Bill Burr and Corey Holcomb and Andrew Schultz and these niggas so much because they can break down what the fuck I'm feeling and make me laugh about it. But in order for them to find the funny in it, them niggas had to go to a dark place. Corey Holcomb better get a lot. It take a lot out of you to be playing poker in the lobby with the abortion doctor to get your money back. It's funny. It's funny. But goddamn it, the girl you was fucking just got an abortion.
Right.
And you living with this abortion. Now you made it funny, but when you off stage, do you think about that kid that got killed? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's funny to you, but to that person that's making the art, man, it's probably fucking their whole world up.
That's why, like I always say, anybody that knows me personally, like I was chopping up Brainstorm about it. DMX is one of my favorites because of different things that I can experience or that I felt through his music. That's why Donny Hathaway is my favorite fucking artist of all time because all his music was his actual pain and things that he was going through. He wrote music off the shit that he was feeling.
Damn, man.
That's a different type of music.
Different kind of
That's
music.
a genre in itself. They need to come out with a new genre, nigga. Passion.
So yeah. Donny Hathaway, Nipsey, DMX, they all in the same genre of music.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, how do I feel about this shit? What is the real authentic feeling? Give me the pen. And that's what they do.
Right.
And whether it's from street shit to drug shit to demons to love to whatever the fuck is fucking with you, man, they write that shit down. So as a fan, man, I think our goal is to consume.
Yeah.
Because one way or another, it was going to consume them anyway. Whatever they was dealing with was going to take them over anyway.
Before I forget real quick, I want to say this.
Because he's 40.
I watched it. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I take naps before we go places. But before I forget real quick, that will always be one of the dopest videos I ever seen was exactly two people we talk about. I just watched it yesterday. It was Nipsey introducing himself to DMX. And he clapped up like, yeah, nigga, rolling 60s, you know what I'm saying? I'm such and such. And DMX being like, okay, yeah, I heard about you, this and that. It was one of the dope. And it's crazy how that would be with them two and them passing. You know what I'm saying?
I would say, like you said, like, how do we, basically, like, be more than just a fan? You know what I'm saying?
I was just wondering, like, what our role. I mean, it's
What our
not
role
a
is
role, but
yeah.
like
I
like I said, we
think-
can't let them live.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like, really showing that positive side and really supporting them in their lower moments. Because one thing I hate, and I said this in different podcasts, in 2021, negative attention is just as good as positive attention, if not more attractive. So like this whole trolling being a movement, people just like poke, like chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thankful that a lot of these people that's on those platforms that get a lot of those unnecessary comments or, you know what I'm saying, like conversation about them or whatever are strong enough not to off they self. But if you think about how people talk about people, how people like, treat other people, like it's fucked up. And it's so crazy that you always got to be on guard and you always got to be defending yourself and you always got to be so strong that you can't even take a breath and be cool. You know what I'm saying? You always got to be like, well, what is person like? And that's one thing. Like, and I see it like for me, going into, because I know I'm going to make it all the way to the top for comedy. Y'all bless y'all for like seeing me at the ground floor, but you know what I'm saying? I know I'm going to make it big in comedy, and my biggest thing is like I'm going to always be Eulise. Like I've put my fucking heels in the sand on that part. I will never compromise who I am, authentically Eulise, for anybody else ever again, because that's literally how I was pre this decision. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let people be who they are. Like, and then even on the sense of whatever with the whole celebrity thing. If I'm not on the stage, if I'm not behind a motherfucking camera, don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing off the clock. What's in this cup is none of your business.
What is
Who in my bedroom is none of your business. What I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like we're just too, we don't know boundaries with these celebrities. Like what was it? A couple months ago, the baby had an altercation with a hotel employee trying to take a picture of him and his daughter, and he didn't want to take the fucking picture because I'm with I'm being a dad right now. Like, it's not safe for people to know where me and my daughter is being for the night.
Yeah.
Like, and you trying to take a picture, like, and he ain't beating him up or whatever. He roughed him up or whatever. Like, dude, like, that's not cool. Learn boundaries. Be respectful of the person off the clock. If they're not in the studio on those days, be respectful of them off the clock.
I agree with you 100%, Eulise.
That'll relieve a lot of pressure for them to be able to relax and be themselves and not always try to be like pleasing to the outside eye. That's what I'm saying.
But on a certain level too, their job is to give the people something that they want, that they're interested in, something that you want to consume as a consumer, something that you want to spend your money on. So in that sense, like I guess it's just the undue pressure when it comes from people placing themselves on people. You know, so like going back to the original point with DMX, obviously he had his issues, but I honestly do think DMX is one of those people that people would have let alone. You know what I'm saying? Like I think there are some celebrities that you respect them enough to be, the kind of, like if you met them, you might be starstruck, but you'll let them be. You know what I'm saying? Maybe because of the pain that you have heard in their music in a sense like that you won't just kind of.
They're unique, man. That's a unique artist because, like, if Kendrick Lamar wasn't rapping, he'll just be a cool dude who had a job somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, DMX would have been fighting them demons his whole life. Nipsey would have been in the rolling 60s, nigga, about every part of the business, nigga. What's up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, he'd have been on his shit. You know what I mean? Like, these dudes, the authenticity separates you from others. You know what I'm saying? Like, so maybe they're infatuated with the baby or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You see X, you have a level of respect. You see Nipsey, you have a level of respect. You got a level of respect for these people, man. The baby is just kind of like, you be making your whatever off, trying to fight niggas in the hood with shooting a video. Like, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not really, yeah.
But he shouldn't have a time that he's like a father, though.
Oh, he can. He can. What's up, bro?
It's I mean, like when it comes to the stardom or whatever, or like in my opinion, it's all my opinion. But when it comes to the stardom or whatever, like like when you sign up,
I knew it
like
was coming.
I'm gonna say it that way because I'm quite sure you did. But when you come to that notion, like when you sign up for that, and then if you be in that, like for instance, like what is Kevin Hart, comedic rock star, and I'm here, bitches, da da da, or like I said, the baby. You know what I'm saying? Like when you out here like that, and then you have that bubble. I mean, like it sucks. I mean, it sucks to us like they a regular person. They put their fucking shoes on the same time that we do as well, or put they you know what I'm saying, put their jeans or they leg in their jeans the same way. Well, I apologize. But
one leg at a time.
One leg. There we go. Got it. But I mean, when you in that spotlight, man, like. You signed up for that job. I mean, like no different from being a RN or STNA, whatever. Like, yo, in room 134, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he got to shit every day, you got to clean his colostomy bag or you got to wash him up. Like, yo, you signed up for these said things, these said jobs or whatever. You know what I mean? In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it don't matter whether it's because they on a spotlight on a high end or people in the background, you know what I'm saying? Like if you just a goddamn roadie or whatever or a producer or whatever, you know what I mean?
I agree to a point.
That's my opinion.
I agree to a point because at the end of the day, yes, if you're STNA, wipe that ass. But like real talk, I'm a comedian. There's not gonna ever be a 6-year-old in my crowd. Ever. Unless I sign up to do a children's event. So for you to project the fact that I'm a role model for kids as a 34-year-old comedian, no. Like even with Cardi B, she's like a female rapper. Her music is geared towards adults. How could you ever like look at her and think that this is supposed to be a role model for your child?
No, you can't. No,
But people do that. Like, it's not
they're
good for
wrong
kids
on
and this
that.
and this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't really waste my time with people who got dumb opinions.
hello.
So yeah, they're wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that in this room that's the case. But you got so many people that, like I said, whatever, like they don't know boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like the baby, I don't care what he rap about, what his music about. He should have a space to where it's a respect for him being a dad.
But I think those two different things.
What you mean?
Because if you on a beach with your titties out, the paparazzi, when you sign up to be an artist or an entertainer, you are then opening your life up to the public.
Absolutely.
And you lose a bit of your privacy. You do.
Absolutely.
It's just part of the game. I don't know if it's the disrespect to the baby more of like, oh shit, the baby with his daughter. I want to take that picture and put it on the gram. Is it right or wrong? I guess that's up to interpretation. But the moment you start making bread off of the community's input and money and
Monetize it.
it's almost like your job. Like you're not off limits to your job. Like if you get on here and say fuck dialysis, I piss in all the bags.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying? You're not off limits. I'm saying you're not off limits. You can't be like
That's such a
they
reach.
pay you. Like they pay you. You
I mean, but
that
this is
part
the
of
thing.
your
With that
life is
situation-
open. What I'm saying is that part of your life is open to them to peer into. Just like if you rap about you having a little girl or son, that son now becomes, because on the flip side, when LeBron have a kid, LeBron's sons get famous because they LeBron's sons. This the price you.
Well, that's the more positive side of whatever. But when you have a conversation with said hotel employee and say, "Hey, bro, like just be some chill shit, whatever."
Cool.
Like don't do this, whatever. And then moments later, they doing the same thing you respectfully and properly ask them not to do.
But that's cool. You're right. But you can't necessarily, because you can't then be LeBron and then all the paparazzi don't go to Bronny's A.E.A games. Now you like, hey, Bronny good. You can't have it both ways.
Right, and the biggest thing, even with the Bron thing, the biggest thing that he said, like he kind of hate that he named him a JR. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of having his own name, whatever, he named it a JR, whatever, because now it's in that footstep where it's like, oh well, I got to be as great as my quote or as great as my dad. You heard?
So yeah, you're right to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You're right.
I
You're
feel,
right.
I feel where you coming from or whatever, but then also don't go on the flip side and go on the other extreme. Like, oh my God, the baby is such a bad person because he beat up a hotel employee. No, like this is what happened if I was a regular ass nigga and you taking pictures of me and my daughter.
But you're not a regular ass
You see what
nigga
I'm
no
saying?
more.
But this is the thing. If I ask you not to, you know the nature of who you dealing with, and that's like poking a bear and being mad you get mauled.
Eulise, I feel what you're saying, but that's the same thing as saying, if I ask you to show up to Bronny's A.E.A game, you need to show your ass up. You can't do that. If they show up, they show up. If they don't, you have now opened your life up to
Absolutely. And I told you in a disclaimer on a beat that nigga, I pop nigga. So if you sit up there and get your ass popped, nigga, that I rapped about it. You just became one of the niggas.
Then they can sue you.
Now you're gonna be in the next song.
They can sue you.
That's
though.
what I have money
and
for
then that next
lawyers.
song will be my royalties.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, cool. I would just prefer to understand. You gotta go.
No. It's a gratitude alarm. I have 4 gratitude alarms: 8 a.m., 12 noon, 4, and 8. So that means it's 8 o'clock, and I need to be thankful. Thank you, Jesus, for everything that's happened for my life and this moment.
So let's wrap that part up by saying, R.I.P. to DMX.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, he's provided great music, great soundtrack for a lot of people's lives, different things that were going on at different points in life. I mean, Playboy, you spoke about it on Friday, how when you moved to Atlanta, that was damn near your soundtrack, and how you rode to it, you worked out to it, and everything like that, man. So we really want to say R.I.P. to his family.
Yeah, man.
I was, to everybody affected by it. Hopefully,
No, go ahead, finish.
no, that's pretty much.
Oh, shout out to one of our favorite artists, by the way, Jay-Z and Beyonce.
What's that story real?
Purchased
Okay, rumored. Okay.
I'm saying allegedly rumored to have purchased his masters to give to his kids.
Oh, okay.
That's a good look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
10,
saw
10
that.
million. 10 million for the 17 youngins. Or the 17 family members or whatnot. But it's supposed to be 10 million. But once again, it's allegedly.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. But yeah, so thanks for bringing that. So once again, RIP to his family. So
R.I.P. to his family.
I'm sorry, RIP to condolences to his family.
Okay,
for
I'm like,
the
Lord,
loss.
what else happened? I ain't know about-
Sorry, condolences to the family for the loss. On I guess it can't really transition out of something like death or anything like that. But on a lighter note, though, we were going to. Did y'all see in the news this week the story of Paul Pierce getting fired from ESPN? Did y'all get to see the video?
What happened?
So Paul Pierce got fired from ESPN because everybody knows he served as an analyst for ESPN in the studio.
Kinda.
Yeah, kind of. But I guess about 5 years now or so he's probably been in there. But he went on his Instagram Live and he was at a little place where he was playing cards, doing a little gambling. He was doing a little drinking. His eyes was a little low, so it looked like he was doing a little smoking too.
But
I'm
he in
just being
California.
honest. I'm just being honest. His eyes
He
was a
good
little
to
low.
go.
But Paul just so happened to have a couple little situations walking around in the background.
Don't play it, but you can see the picture up there.
Yeah,
please.
yeah, don't play that.
Eulise.
But yeah. A couple little situations playing around, walking around in the background. One was giving him a little massage as he was talking. He was just looking all out of sorts. Well,
I just don't understand why they fired him though.
go ahead. Let's speak about it.
Because
ESPN let him go.
it's Disney. Because it's
Could be.
Probably.
I equated it more to being Disney. Disney does own ESPN.
Right.
It does kind of look bad when one of your more known employees is on an Instagram Live, with people twerking in the background, sounding every little bit of drunken high.
I mean, it's kind of like what we said.
It's his personal life though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But we just
When
talked
you-
about
when
it.
We just talked about it. When you sit at a certain chair in life, at a certain stage, there are unfortunately
can't do.
situations that you can't be a part of or promote. I'm all for it. I love the fact I love to see motherfucker having a good time doing what he do, real life shit.
Smack
That's
ass
real life
cheek.
shit.
Smack an ass cheek, Paul.
I want to jump on the TV right now and smack that. But all I'm saying
okay,
is,
Playboy.
you gotta. I mean, that's his real life. He showed his real life for a moment, but unfortunately, because of who he represents as far as work, he took a L. But he don't seem too pressed about it though.
I mean, they said that ESPN can fire me. He didn't care. So
I
You don't
mean,
need that bread.
when you already have millions in your bank account, obviously you care a lot less. I mean, he was actually on his IG Live talking about starting a podcast and things like that. So I guess I almost took it as with him doing that. He almost didn't care if he got fired or not. Do you disagree? So you disagree with them firing him?
I don't know if I disagree with them firing him. It was dumb on his behalf to do it. You know what I mean? I mean, what did they think they was really getting themselves into with NBA players? It was dumb to do, though. It was dumb to do.
He posted it himself.
It was dumb
Yeah,
to do.
yeah. It wasn't like
dumb
he
to
got.
do.
He didn't nobody come in there. United States you get what is it? When they get into your accounts or whatever. But
nobody hacked you.
Anybody hack him? No,
wasn't leaked.
he was live on his Instagram and he decided to go ahead and do that.
He wasn't really doing nothing though.
I mean,
He was just
he was living his life, which he has the right to. But you got to understand, for me, you got to understand that, like you said, when you talked about the chair, you got to understand that along with what you get for that and the money and being on the TV or whatever, it's the fact that fair or not fair, you do lose a level of privacy that the average citizen does have. Now, none of us guys here are going to be in
that
a room.
was worded so perfect. Where'd you go to school at?
I went to
Sure.
Harvard. I went to Harvard. I'm sorry, but no, none of us, none of us men here are.
See, my name is above that.
You see
fucking
no
word.
tires in this motherfucker. All Cardinals.
No, none of us guys here are going to put ourselves in a situation where we're going to be in a room with strippers and all that stuff or whatever.
Never.
You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Never.
Ew, disgusting.
You may see me, nigga. I don't know.
Ew, that's nasty.
It's disgusting.
Hey.
Put your clothes on.
I ain't gonna lie.
and we're definitely. I mean, but it's like so. But if we did that and went live, like somebody has somebody in their life that you're going to have to deal with.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man,
saying?
I don't even know what they was here for.
So my thing is even on that small level. In that
How they get
position,
in here?
I don't know.
They didn't have a P5, a P7 key.
No.
Yeah, I'm a P7.
How you get in here? Give me my $27 back.
How you get my money in your ass?
How you get my money in your ass crack?
Is that my
no
debit
idea.
card of your titty?
I have no idea.
How do y'all give my mom?
I'm not,
Police! I've been robbed.
no.
Leah said, "Shut up, Dan."
How did this ass get on my thigh? What is going on right now?
Go ahead, Brainstorm.
You
No,
drugged me.
it's just like even in that situation, you got somebody that you would answer to if it was one of us. So he has somebody he had to answer to.
Yeah.
I believe he's
And-
married.
No, he ain't.
No.
He ain't
What I
married.
meant by it was the person he had to answer to was ESPN. For us, it might be a wife
right,
or something
right,
like
right,
that.
right.
But he had to answer to ESPN. So I mean, yeah, you live by it.
Hey, you gotta be careful about what you do when you get in that spotlight, man. Like I said, when you sit in at certain tables, it's a situation where you gotta be careful what you do. What's up, Bruz? Go ahead.
No, like going back to all that. This is to wrap it up. The issue it was hand in hand. So ESPN, you know, as a thing of Disney, like I spoke upon, and then so with the Disney, it's just kind of buttoned up and tight, whatever, blah blah blah, because the Disney platform. But one of the statements that came out about him, or about that said subject was that because he did it live, and then like he ain't, it wasn't no leak or wasn't no this and that. Everything would have been straight if like say it was somebody else filming it or whatever like that. It would have been like good to go. They wouldn't have quote canned him or whatever and stuff like that. But and then it's a theory as well that he's gonna that he about to bounce back in a different way. Like probably got different avenues, podcast like I spoke upon podcast wise and stuff like that.
Well, I hope his personality better than it was on ESPN.
Yeah. He kind of sucked on there. He one of the worst ones when it comes to the NBA players that transitioned over. But
All right, let's go into it, man.
All right, so last week, last Sunday at this time, actually, I guess because it's after 8 now, we were just getting into that Verzuz, which I think it seems like a lot of people enjoyed that Verzuz. People of all different ages, age groups. Eulise, did you see the end of the Verzuz last week? Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers.
I've seen a piece of it because I was at work.
Okay.
And I'm sorry. I feel like they had the best person to host that Earth, Wind, and Fire.
That was probably
like,
the biggest takeaway that I've heard about it was the
dope.
Steve
Steve
Harvey
Harvey.
aspect of stuff.
Yeah, I personally love Steve Harvey. I love his growth. Like just everything about him is just so like chef kiss. I'm sorry. I'm a Steve Harvey fan.
Go ahead.
I would like to beg to differ.
Yeah.
Motherfucker talked too much. I thought he talked too much.
And see, I seen pieces of it. That's why I said like I was excited that it was him, but I didn't see the whole Verzuz battle or whatever. But I feel like that is such a dope Verzuz, just period, whatever. I heard like little bits and pieces. I was trying to like get in and out, whatever. But if that was the case, I could see that also being, something or whatever. Because like, he has come to a point where he got to talk show, so he feel like he got to talk.
Yeah, I mean that was the basis.
I actually, I mean, I feel it. I mean, that was the overwhelming sentiment. It was people that he talked too much. I thought it was just I like the whole vibe of it though. I like the fact that he would have little stories. I enjoyed it though, man. I enjoyed
The
everything
stories
about
were fine. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I would agree with that. But I felt like he didn't have to have a story for
After every
freaking
song.
thing.
After every goddamn song. After every song. I remember I went to the Richfield Coliseum
Glenville High School,
1974. I was in the third level. You know what I'm saying?
So what you saying? It was a three-way Verzuz. It was a three-way Verzuz.
Yo, you're doing too much. Like Steve was the you had to know what you were going to get when you were going to put Steve in that chair, But Steve is polished enough, or he should have known enough, that you have to know how to get in and get out, or sometimes shut all the way the fuck
You know
up.
what? I'm a Eulise. Now it's me and you. It's Team Eulise and Dan. You know what?
Don't jump back on this bandwagon, nigga.
Well, fuck you then. It's me. But But no, like
Baby, come back.
I think for me watching the Verzuz though, I think Steve Harvey was. If you was watching that Verzuz, you had to watch it with like an uncle. And your uncle was going to tell you. I just feel like the whole experience was what the experience should have been. Like your uncle going to be like, man, I remember back in 74 when this, that, blah, blah, blah. Like that's what happens when you listen to those songs with old niggas who was 19 when the song came out.
Okay, so this is what I have to.
Then he was fucking, hold on real quick. He was fucking up the year. Like that was 76 and the niggas
He
was
was
like,
trying to tell them about their own album.
He was like, you sure?
That
He
was-
ain't sure.
That was on the In the Stone album. Like, no, that was on the Fantasy album. Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Nigga, what? I made the album. I cut the album.
Nigga, we are Earth.
And fire.
I'm fire. This is fire talking to you, man.
Listen there. The same motherfucker that messed up the fucking award show and announcing the next
He trying to get them like, you sure?
But look,
I liked it though. Look at that nigga. Look at that hat. Look at this nigga, man.
he was sharper than a
That nigga was sharper than a tack.
Like all
nigga.
of them was.
Yeah, them niggas was sharp.
Shout out to Ryan.
Except for my one
Isley.
nigga with the long hair.
They the women was going crazy over the silver beard.
Yeah.
Whatever
Well,
the case may be.
I can say this. I can agree with Brainstorm and Playboy with them talking too much because literally I've been in comedy shows to where we have a list of 13 comics, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, and every comic has 5 to 7 minutes to do their set. If you the host, bring up the next fucking comic. You don't have to have a mini set in between every motherfucking comic.
I feel
like,
it.
please. Like, just,
All right, you
Your
right.
host is a host. But at the same time, it's different with environment. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the environment and it was conducive, I get it. But I understand what you're talking about because it makes the experience longer and it really takes away from the energy to bring it back up to the next song, after the story. Yeah, I get that because like, I have to work behind that.
Imagine if Eddie Murphy and I don't know, it's a fucked up comparison. Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. They was doing not a verse, but Eddie Murphy would tell a story about Beverly Hills Cop. Then Martin would tell a story about House Party. Then Eddie Murphy would tell a story about Coming to America. Then Martin tell a story, and then the host. Well, hold on. But the host was Dave Chappelle. I would want to have Dave talk about his experience while being a young comic.
Yeah.
Watching Eddie Murphy come up and watching Martin come up. Like that's how I felt. I was watching Steve Harvey experience Earth, Wind, and Fire and Isley Brothers as a kid.
So, but my question is, when did Steve put out his album?
No.
Because
He was singing with him too.
Because
It was
if
great,
Steve
though.
didn't put out, it's like the Chappelle thing is great. I think it would be dope to hear 3 comedians having a discussion like that.
If it wasn't Chappelle, if it was
Steve talking about to bust the zipper because he was with some chick or whatever, ain't got shit to
all
do
right,
with nothing.
okay. So if it wasn't him, if it was Denzel doing it, I would want to know what Denzel was thinking and doing at the time when those two people. It felt to me just like it was. I went on a journey back to 1969. And the narrator was Steve Harvey.
Maybe we didn't give a fuck about Steve that much.
Maybe that's
that
what it
the
was. Maybe that's what.
Yeah,
I was too into it though. You know, Isley Brothers is my favorite group of all time.
Well, do you
so
feel
I
like
was
if it
too
was a
into
person
it.
of music instead of Steve Harvey? Do you think if it was a person of music,
No,
like maybe
because
like
he was an outsider. He was in awe of some of the songs, like the songs
And
go on,
that's what I said, like-
and he'll be like, "Oh shit!" It'll be like Denzel being like laughing hard as fuck at the New Jack City episode of Martin.
Okay.
And it's like it was nostalgic to me almost.
So let me.
But that was me.
So let me ask you this: do you think? Because me and my fam did this like the other day or whatever, and it was juicy. If they did a versus with actors and comedians, like
I just said-
you take.
All right.
No, I see what you did it as like a thing or whatever, but like I'm saying like we're like if you took like for example motherfucking who would we say that was a good one?
If you say Eddie Murphy and Martin,
I'm about to say Eddie Murphy and Mark, maybe.
Let's say Eddie Murphy and Martin and Dave Chappelle hosting.
Y'all some assholes. But do you think that they would be able to do a versus like
Sets, different
joke for
jokes.
joke, line for
I would
line in
love
a
to do a
movie?
versus.
I would like to see that. Whatever.
I would like to see this for sets. I would like to see like Eddie Murphy versus Kevin Hart, like they best top 5.
Yep.
Like the Goonie Goo Goo versus
But how would
Long
you-
Dick. Like I would love
How
to
would
see
you
that
do?
shit.
How would you do it for actors? Like Michael B. Jordan versus
Yeah,
it was just
no,
outdoors.
he's
Like,
never done anything that was like, no.
Fruitvale Station.
Yeah, he was playing
But-
somebody else.
I mean, that's a good point.
Okay, so like, what would it be?
But
like,
he played it, though.
Like,
He played it,
What
yeah.
was it? What was it like? Okay, Jamie Foxx versus Denzel Washington. Like movie for movie, role for role, acting for acting.
And what are we
like,
going
you know
to
what
do? What are we doing? Taking lines out of
That's
it or
what I'm
something?
saying,
Like a
yeah.
scene or something like
Yeah.
that?
I would be
Yeah.
more of a fan of a stand-up. Like, I would be more a fan of, like,
I'm
set.
saying? You like comedy, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
that's
like
what
on
I
the
was saying.
acting side, how would you do it versus? Like, how would it be?
I don't know if you could.
You think so?
I think it'll be.
I could do sitcom segments. I don't know. Like, acting? Like, legit scene for scene? Like,
Or
the car to my nigga scene versus what? Some other? I don't know. To put Jamie Foxx and Denzel in the same category, acting-wise, is kind of blasphemy, but that's another conversation.
we're not going to go there because we are.
Jamie Foxx is the greatest entertainer, in my opinion, of all time, but he don't hold the candle to Denzel
I would
acting.
say that. I was just saying
There's
this.
a lot of people that don't like Denzel acting.
But
I'm
me and my
learning.
friend, we went through it like we was like we talk about Makai Pfeiffer.
It
we
had
talking
to be
about, like,
Denzel versus Leonardo DiCaprio. He
We talking about all of them.
yeah, he crosses. With all due respect, there's no black actor that
What
can hold
about
the candle
Johnny
to Denzel
Depp?
Washington. Yeah,
Because he's played such an extreme spectrum, all the way from
Yeah.
like Willy Wonka to Pirates of the Caribbean to this and that. Like he's like literally has spread.
but
himself.
Denzel, to me, Denzel has dramatically acted better than anybody ever.
Yeah.
and
so
he
who
never
would you
really-
Put, so who would you put in the verses with Denzel?
I don't know if you can. Denzel is
You
fucking-
call him Denzel? to
Denzel
be
is
saying- Hey, look,
Will
look,
Smith, maybe.
I'm about to
Denzel
say,
is the
bruh.
R. Kelly of acting. There's no comparison. Will Smith is Usher. He still got some. He still got like a sitcom. Like Denzel, too dope for a sitcom. Like Denzel can be on a fucking sitcom. Like I'm the best actor in the world. But you're right. Fresh Prince would be the. We'll call it Fresh Prince. Will Smith would be the only nigga. But that's like R. Kelly. The only way you can really do is Usher. But he ain't fucking with Kales. So yeah. Denzel to me is a whole different animal, though. Yeah. But can we talk real quick? This is a fucked up conversation, real quick, before we get up out of here. It's way fucked up. And I'm gonna knock on wood. I'm not wishing this on any.
I'm looking like shit. Let me knock my goddamn self.
And hopefully we all get to this point, man. The one thing about having these dope people and these idols, man, I don't even want to think about what'll happen once you get to the point where you start losing some of these like staples and icons. Fuck, man.
How do you
We've
think
had
like,
that
our
conversation
parents felt with, like
before.
Sidney Poitier and all? Like,
It
know
was
what I'm saying?
you. Yeah, that's heavy. We also were in a time period where like, and I'm not. I definitely am not. But like, we got to the point where, like, Michael Jordan was that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
on
we had
planet
this
Earth.
conversation before. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like on Michael Jackson, like Michael Jackson was that. Like our parents had some experiences, but we got some people in this generation that are.
That are like you said, they are our idols.
Yeah, they're people's idols in Paraguay and fucking Australia and Vietnam. Like they're niggas idols everywhere. It's niggas in, Puerto Vallarta wearing Jordans, nigga. Like he is a nigga who Jordan has
Spell that.
like.
But we're also reaching the age where the people that we grew up we grew up watching Jordan play. That means Jordan was already grown when we was a kid.
Yeah, man.
And now, nigga, I'm 40.
Exactly.
Jordan's pretty fucking old. in
I'm
these
terrified, man. I
So
don't know.
it's
I don't
like-
know. I'll shut down. I'm not doing
Okay,
a podcast for a
okay,
month.
so
For 23 days. I'm letting y'all know that right now.
So let me say this.
I'm letting you know I'm doing I'm
23 days.
I don't know if I can function.
Talk about a
Jordan
moment.
gotta live
and
forever.
then talking about a moment of silence.
Yeah, Jordan gotta live forever, bro. Jordan gotta live
But
forever.
I would say this. This is we need to have a healthier conversation about these type of situations.
Because it's gonna hit us
Because
hard.
it is. And I say this. I love how Will Smith said it best.
Fuck Will Smith.
Every-
He ain't going nowhere.
He said it all the time. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
Like, you got to understand, like, this is one thing. Whew,
Caught it.
I did. Hands. But this is one thing about it. This is one thing about life. As long as you serve your purpose and at the end of it, God says, well done.
You good.
Like, that's the best thing you can ever receive for everything that you went through in these years that you had on earth. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this ain't the end. Like, this, people have had a multitude of lifetimes. Deja vu come from somewhere. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like, why should we fear the very thing that's going to bring us such a peace and such a completion to our work? Like, all of this ain't for vain. You ain't go through everything you went through in those 40 years for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the way that people impact the world, the way you impact people who know you. Because trust and believe, you know, it's going to be people who mourn you for the rest of their life that really knew the essence and how much you gave to that
Real
person.
shit,
So it's like, that's why I always say whatever. Like, what are you giving to people who know you? What are you giving to those? What can you leave with a person in a small amount of time that y'all cross paths? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, really.
You got to be authentic with them, man.
Right.
No matter what.
I've had such healthy and productive like, I literally, my friend Keisha was on speakerphone. I was on my Bluetooth. I was in the Chick-fil-A line, and you know how they have to be like extra positive with people, whatever. And I made this girl damn near blush. I said, "Look at your sis, whatever, come through natural." Can I see what the? And I was like complimenting her so much she couldn't even finish my order. It's like, how do you make somebody feel better about what they dealing with? Because I don't know what that woman going through. She could have maybe just got over not killing herself or playing too when she got off work. I don't know.
I
But
just want a
how
fucking chicken sandwich.
this nigga?
I was gonna let her finish off the show because she was giving us a word. Deb just wanted a sandwich.
Do you got the spices in there? I got a fucking coupon for a free brownie too.
Yeah.
Do they put cheese on there?
Hey, Pepper Jack. You with the fro, Pepper Jack.
Yo, we about to get out of here, man.
That's that East Cleveland bullshit. That's that Shaw Heights bullshit. In Warrensville, we don't handle people like that, nigga.
No, I'm fucking with you. Shout out to the beautiful young lady at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who was
Absolutely.
positive.
Thank you.
Nah, but I mean, think about it. Whatever. Like, what are people gonna say about you when you leave?
Yeah.
How people gonna feel about you? Like, really? Is they gonna be like, nigga, I'm glad he? You know,
I just
like,
hope I ain't leaving nothing on the table. I hope people know who I am.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
They gonna say that I always got us out the podcast at the right time. So give them all your shits.
Eulise Dickerson on all social media platforms. Cash App is #Eulise D. Because I'm out of work for 2 weeks. But no, I will always stay blessed, healthy, and wealthy. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. I appreciate you guys for having me and bringing me on. And I'm about to finish this drink. This kind of running. Love y'all.
All right. Bruz, let them know where they can find you.
Hey, yo, what's going on? Hey, Bruz podcast coming up, about to be up. Matter of fact, I think the 22nd, my wife go out of town, I'm going ham. So, find me at Bruiser ENT on Instagram, Joseph Bruiser Collins, and that's with a Z. On Facebook, and if y'all need some lawn services, if I do a shameless plug real quick, stay off my lawn landscaping, but hit me up on them same spots.
Shameless.
If y'all need to get y'all doggone lawn cut, edge, and blow, we starting at 35. I'm doing all cities, even East Cleveland. Well, sort of. Other than that, I'm out.
Playboy, give them all your shits.
All right, man. At the end of the day, it's Playboy the DJ, Playboy DADJ. You can find me on Instagram, Playboy_James3. You can find me on Facebook under my government. If you know me, then you know me. And you can find me on all DMST platforms. Like I try to fuck that up. Like I've been trying to do is lead with quotes. Today I'm gonna leave you with a short quote. Die with memories, not dreams.
Facts.
Got you.
Facts.
Dev, give them all your shits.
Hey, before I give the shits out, shout out to Kevin Samuels. We gotta have a Kevin Samuels conversation. The leader of the free world. But anyway,
That's the dude that go ham on people, right?
Go ham, anti-Derrick. I want to see Derrick Jackson versus Kevin Samuels. That's the versus I want to see. But
with women writing in letters. So
yeah, exactly.
Who gives the worst advice?
Exactly. So, but no, man, it's Big Dev, man. As always, trying to spread love in a world full of hate. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, y'all love me for it. You know what I mean? If you don't love me back, I love y'all. If you don't love me back, it's cool. My mama do. You know what I'm saying? My pops always say, man, do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, whether you like it or not. Real Big Dev 216 everywhere.
Everywhere. All right, y'all, DMST16@yahoo.com. Questions, comments, concerns, anything you want us to address on the show, feedback. You got a scenario you want us to talk about it. You want our advice, we will give that to you. Eulise, good luck on your travels,
absolutely.
safe travels and everything.
Y'all act like I ain't gonna drive up here once or twice a month. Like I
You're
ain't
still gonna be
like,
down there for
But still,
30 days. Well, you know,
3 months. you said,
13
right?
weeks minimum.
No, I'm talking about the days you're not here, you there. We wishing you good luck when you're not.
that, and we care
God,
about
dog.
you, so we want to make
You know
sure
what?
that
We
you
ain't getting to the
good.
conversation
You know
we're
what?
supposed to have today. You can't even big up
know
women
what
in
I'm saying?
2021.
God
We
damn.
wishing you good luck. Fuck your luck, nigga. God damn. Go ahead, Bruz. Hold up. Don't even waste your time.
Well, if
Hope you get down there and your key don't work.
if you want the luck, you take it. If not, then whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No,
What if
I
you run out
love
of
it.
gas in
I
the middle
love
of
appreciate
Ohio?
y'all gonna see me. I can't like not see my guys. Like y'all one of the big reasons I be coming back and forth. So I appreciate y'all.
I hope it's a hole in your air mattress.
You know what I'm saying?
In my air
I
mattress.
hope it's a lump in your memory foam mattress.
I hope the bathroom down the hall is out of order.
I hope the knob come off the bathroom door when you inside.
What hotel am I staying in?
I hope 3 of the blinds is broke.
I hope you get my hotel room with no bed.
I hope the carpet got stains.
Hey y'all, hit that cash app because they wishing so much against me. I'm not paying for this shit.
No, man. So we will see y'all next Sunday with a brand new show, man. Remember to visit Nicorio Apparel for your needs.
Real quick. My bad.
No, you good.
This Wednesday, it's not the episode that I was on.
Oh,
but
yeah. Let's talk about
I
Cleveland
Love
Comedy
the
Festival.
CLE will be out this Wednesday. Shout out to the Cleveland Comedy Festival, to the Cleveland Comedy Network. They did a show, one called I Love the CLE. Both of these, and then the other one is a toast to Cleveland. So think about VH1, I love the 90s, I love the 80s style shows about specific topics, and they're releasing them like one on movies, one on music,
On their YouTube.
one on sports. Yep, on the YouTube page. So the episode will be out on Wednesday. So if you get a chance,
I saw the one on Wednesday. Supposed to be about films that were
film shot in Cleveland.
stuff like that.
So Cleveland Comedy Festival is behind it. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a pretty cool, funny, dope series. Both of the series.
And if you're not following Cleveland Comedy Festival on like on Instagram and things like that, go ahead and go follow them. We are obviously a part of their network. So they obviously shout out the shows that they do there, the other shows on the network. So make sure you follow them also as well, man.
Yeah. So yeah, I just want to say that. So this Wednesday, Cleveland Comedy Festival YouTube page. The first episode of I Love the CLE will be out.
That's what's up.
All right, and we'll be looking out for your episode too.
Yeah, man.
man.
We gonna have some of the people coming through. You know, we'll have some people affiliated with it.
I love y'all.
All right, y'all. We're gonna get on out of here, man.
Eulise been drinking, y'all.
Yeah. As I say every
You
single
gonna invalidate my love? Because I've been drinking? Drunk mind, sober thoughts is the studio.
Yep.
So if I said I love you, I do.
Yep.
Thank you for that.
Shit.
God damn.
As we say every single Sunday, man, it may be cloudy today, but the sun will come out tomorrow. So as long as you are here under the sun, live your life to the best of your motherfucking ability. I am DJ Brainstorm for you. No, for you.
My bad. Right.
I mean for you. y'all don't, he know what I'm talking about because
The number 4.
yeah, he got to put a whole new one together on all social media, man.
Wait, what was the phrase? You ain't say the phrase.
What?
You said you got a phrase.
You just said it.
What?
You said you got a phrase.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
When it's hot out, the thoughts out. Listen, the west side of Cleveland was a fucking shit show this week. Not even I'm off the market, okay? It was a female meat market, okay? At bus stops and corner stores around the city.
Good thing I'm putting the rims on.
I said, God damn. We need to get hashtag hot out the thoughts out because it was, I have never seen so many bodysuits, ass eater shorts on in my fucking life.
Did you see any gray sweatpants for your girls?
I don't give a fuck about that.
Somebody will be pregnant by the end of this
You
flight.
know what I'm saying? This is out of control, man. But yeah, hot out, thoughts out. Let's get that trending on
No, I'm
Twitter because
joking.
the thoughts are everywhere. All they needed was 71 degrees, nigga. One tick above 70. And they brought the bodysuit
They were sitting there
out.
watching it like,
Boom! Put ass out. Like, the motherfuckers was ready. I said, let me get the fuck off the west side. What the fuck is going on over here?
yeah, that's funny.
Anyway.
And we out, y'all.
DJ Prince.
Hey, y'all.
man.
Yeah, peace, y'all. We out, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Nakore Apparel is a lifestyle brand inspired by and created for those who unabashedly seek, speak, and live in truth. Nakore is the African Adinkra symbol for truthfulness, and the clothes speak truth in all its forms with the ultimate aim of love and justice. If you're down to expand the culture, break barriers, and eradicate injustice wherever you find it, then Nakore Apparel is the brand for you. Go to NakoreApparel.com. That's NOKORE apparel.com.
Nakore, apparel for truth tellers.